profesor del Harvard Business School. Ha contribuido significativamente a la ciencia de la estrategia y gestión de costos.
The key to not just profitability, but sustained profitability is the ability to execute your strategy.
Creador de Balance Scorecard y Activity Based Costing, dos de las más eficientes herramientas de gestión del mundo.
There's a lot of motion, a lot of noise, but ultimately not sustainable and successful strategy execution.
Robert KAPLAN es el autor del bestseller La estrategia en acción, considerada la más importante herramienta de gestión para conectar empresas a sus objetivos estratégicos.
Bom dia. Very happy to be back in Sao Paulo. What we've learned, very important, the key to not just profitability, but sustained profitability, is the ability to execute your strategy. Most organizations do not succeed in the implementation of their strategy. So the new CEO of British Petroleum, BP, just in October of last year, said, we didn't have a problem with our strategy, it was about the execution of it. Jamie Dimon, now the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, previously with Citibank, really said this very well. I'd rather have a good strategy that everybody understands and that they can successfully implement than a brilliant strategy that nobody knows what they're supposed to do with it. Strategy without tactics is the long road to victory. But tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. And it's the second part of that most companies struggle with. They have tactics, they have operations. They may even have very good operations in quality and in Six Sigma programs. But if those tactics and operations are not embedded within a strategic framework, there's a lot of motion, a lot of noise, but ultimately not sustainable and successful strategy execution. Current work at the Harvard Business School, which will be reported in the Harvard Business Review next month, so this is very contemporary work, is showing how you can represent your strategy with really three components. Component one is what is the objective, and this is what I said is the vision. That term is the objective. What are the ends that we're driving to achieve and a time frame in which we achieve it? Second part is the advantage. This is the strategy part. What are we going to do differently or better than our competitors that will position us in a way that we can have sustainable high return on our capital employed? And here's where you can use a variety of strategy formulation disciplines and tools, including one of the more recent ones, the Blue Ocean approach that Chan Kim, who I know has spoken in Sao Paulo with HSM, has articulated of finding entirely new market spaces in which to compete. And this is the art. I'm not sure, I can't tell you how to find those blue ocean parts where no competitor is currently operating, but where there's a large customer base waiting for somebody to deliver those services. But that's what we're trying to achieve. What is our niche? What's the value proposition? And then the third part is the scope. We can't be everything to everybody. Who is the target audience? So the scope could be particular market segments. It could be a particular part of the industry value chain. It could be a region. We're going to dominate this industry in Latin America or in Portuguese-speaking countries. So scope can be customer segments, segment of a value chain, or a geographical region. An example for a company you probably can visualize, even if you have not used that company, which is a discount airline in the United States, the original discount airline, which is Southwest Airlines. One's objective is to be the most profitable U.S.-based airline. What are they going to do differently and better than other U.S.-based airlines? Is the lowest prices in the industry what would be the OAS, Objectives, Advantage, Scope statement that a Southwest Airlines might use to describe its strategy? Well, its objective is to be the most profitable U.S.-based airline. And you'd have to define how we measure profitability, whether it's net income, return on assets, economic value added. So that would be a detail behind this. The advantage, what are they going to do differently and better than other U.S.-based airlines, is the lowest prices in the industry to compete for a certain segment of the population, and also to try to get people out of cars, buses, and trains when doing intercity travel. So the advantage is to offer the speed of an airline with the low prices, convenience, and reliable arrival and departure times of cars, buses, and trains. So this is a blue ocean strategy to combine different features of the airlines as well as cars and trains. And what's the scope? Not everybody, including me, flies Southwest Airlines because I'm not very price sensitive. I generally have other people who pay my travel expenses. So I'd rather have the comfort and convenience of a full service airline. But there's a large population segment that's very price sensitive. Students, low-income people, business people on limited expense accounts who value low prices but also convenient on-time flights. But there's a large population segment that's very price sensitive, who value low prices but also convenient on-time flights. So here's a strategy statement. It's not 50 pages in a blue binder. It's 40 words to describe what we're trying to accomplish, how we will accomplish it, and to whom.